Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm so glad you're here today because we're diving into a topic that comes up all of the time, the scale, as I refer to it as the stupid plastic box. Specifically, what the number on the scale actually means and how to interpret it correctly. This is a two-part series that's going to take the emotion out of the scale and help you finally understand what's actually happening with your body. This is a conversation I have with almost every client in some way, especially during a cut or shred phase. And if you're someone who's ever felt frustrated by your weight not dropping as expected, or confused about why it's just jumping around when you're doing everything right, this is for you. I'm super pumped because we are 5 weeks into the shred. Everyone is making serious progress towards their summer break bodies. The Shred is an 8 week program that I hold in January, April, and September. So they're hitting it hard, and I love seeing their dedication. Next chance to work with me for free. I'm doing a free 5 day of free tools to get chiseled challenge inside of my free Facebook community in June. So head there for more info. It is in Facebook on Facebook at Kelly Counts Macros Community, counts with a K. I'll put the link in the show notes to the community. I hope you all had an amazing Mother's Day weekend. We went to an indoor golf place with my kiddos. My son had a basketball tournament. He is in his junior year, and honestly, I love watching my kids play on Mother's Day. I feel like his basketball career is winding down, and I am going to miss it. New podcast episode drops every Monday. Be sure to follow so you never miss a single one. This past week in the Kelly Counts Macros Clubhouse membership, we made a hot honey bowl that was savory. The potatoes were crispy. It was creamy with avocado and kissed with lime and cool with cottage cheese. And let me tell you, it was so good. It's packed with protein and even perfect for meal prep. Clubhouse members get exclusive access to these recipes inside the app. They are clickable, so you never have to scroll through social media wondering where you have saved the recipes. I am featured in the My Macros Plus app. So if you search for me under by brand, Kelly Counts Macros, counts with a K, to find all of my recipes to track. Clubhouse members have the added bonus of getting my full recipe book inside of the Clubhouse membership for easy access. Would you mind leaving me a review? I read every single one and they help me reach more people. If you haven't yet, please leave a review and hit that follow button. New episodes drop every Monday. Let's change the next generation by ditching the dieting mentality. So let's dive into today's topic. I want to start by making something really clear. The number on the scale is data. That's it. It's one point of information and not even the most helpful one when it comes to seeing true changes in your body composition. I like to call the scale the stupid plastic box. So here's the truth. Scale weight is a measure of your full body mass in a moment in time. You will notice if you weigh yourself at different times in the day, it fluctuates. So it is just one snapshot of that second in your day. And by the way, if you're weighing yourself several times a day, please stop. Once a day, get up, pee, weigh, move on. The number, it includes not just body fat, but also water, muscle, glycogen, digestive contents, whatever you have in your intestines, in your bowels, hormonal fluctuations, inflammation, stress response, sodium fluctuations, alcohol, sleep, workouts, and the list goes on. So when you see that number jump up or down, there are probably a dozen things going on behind the scenes that have nothing to do with fat gain or loss. We are not dead pieces of meat. We are living, breathing tissue that is alive. And when you understand that, it's easier to stay objective and focused on your long-term goal. So let me give you a real life example from my own cut. I just finished an 82-day fat loss phase. And I'll be honest, there were moments where I could have been totally thrown off if I only looked at the scale. I tracked my weight daily. Some weeks I saw drops, some weeks I was up, some weeks I stayed exactly the same. But I kept showing up, hitting my protein, my calorie deficit targets, and lifting weights. And when I looked at my consistency calendar and my measurements, I saw a completely different story. I wrote my daily weight down and looked at it month to month, compared it every 2 weeks, and not concentrating on the day-to-day number on the scale. This is why I teach my clients not to let the scale hijack your mindset. Because when you zoom out and you look at the data over time, not just from the scale, but from your consistency, your strength, your energy, your measurements, your clothes, it becomes obvious that progress is happening. Muscles measure less on the body. Muscle looks better on the body. Let's talk for a minute about how fat and muscle physically take up space on your body, because this is key to understanding why the number on the scale can be deceiving. Fat is fluffy, it's soft, it's less dense than muscle, it takes up more space per pound. So if you're carrying extra body fat, it'll show up as puffiness, softness around the waistline, hips, thighs, because we often store fat. Now, compare that to muscle tissue. Muscle is dense, it's compact, the fibers are tightly woven. Muscle fibers are long and lean and built for performance. So, 1 pound of muscle takes up significantly less space than 1 pound of fat. So, even if the scale number stays the same or even goes up slightly, you might notice that your clothes are fitting better, your shape looks more defined, and your body looks leaner. This is what we call body recomposition. So here's kind of a great visual. Imagine holding a pound of marshmallows in one hand and a pound of dense rubber in the other. Same weight, totally different size, totally different texture, and that's the difference between fat and muscle. I'm going to repeat this again. So imagine holding a pound of marshmallows in one hand and a pound of dense rubber in the other. Same weight, totally different size and texture. That's the difference between fat and muscle. So if you're strength training, fueling properly, and seeing inches drop, even if your weight plateaus, you are still making massive progress. That's why we don't chase weight loss for the sake of weight loss. We chase fat loss and body composition changes and habit stacking. And those don't always show up on the scale right away. So let's talk about some common scale patterns I see with my clients. I want you to listen for yourself in these, because chances are your body does something similar. So pattern number one, I like to call the stair stepper. This is super common. You'll see the scale stay the same for a few days or even a week and then suddenly drop by 1 to 2 pounds overnight. I call this the whoosh down. Then it levels off and repeats the cycle. So why does this happen? It's often due to your body holding on to water while it's adjusting. Then once inflammation decreases, digestion catches up, hormone levels shift, you get that whoosh effect. Pattern number two, the bounce back. Here you might see a drop one day and you think, yay, followed by a bump up the next day. And this tends to freak people out, but it's totally normal. That bump could be from a salty meal, a tough workout, or even just not going to the bathroom yet. So it's not fat gain, it's just fluctuation. Pattern three, the dip and hold. So this pattern looks like a sharp drop that holds steady for a few days, sometimes even a week, and then you might see another drop. The whoosh, it can feel like you're stuck, but your body is just recalibrating. This is when people say, I have plateaued, and you have not. Pattern number four, the slow and steady decline. This is more rare, but some people see a gradual drop each week. No major spikes or dips, just slow, steady fat loss. If this is you, you are lucky, but most people don't lose like this. And it's important to know that you're still normal if you don't. Pattern five, the wavy line. This is probably the most common of all. It looks up, down, drop, up again. It's a roller coaster, right? But when you zoom out, the overall trend is down. You just have to stay the course, stay consistent. So let's review. The scale is a data point, not a judgment on your worth, not a judgment on your effort or your progress. And the patterns we see are part of the progress, not a problem. The patterns we see are part of the process, not a problem. So if I only relied on the scale during my cut, I would have felt frustrated, discouraged. But because I tracked my consistency, pre-tracked my food, stayed focused on my calorie and protein targets, lifted my weights, and reminded myself that data over time tells the truth, I was able to stay the course and finish strong, going from 124 pounds to 108 pounds. And that's what I want for you too. So, next week in part two, we're going to talk about how to actually evaluate your progress without relying on the scale alone. I'll walk you through exactly what to look for to know if you're on track, even if the scale is acting wild. So, if you've ever wondered why isn't the scale moving or am I doing this right, you don't want to miss it. Thanks for listening to part one of this two-part series. If this was helpful, take a screenshot, tag me, and share it with a friend who needs this message, and I'll see you in part two. I'm doing a free 5 days of free tools to get chiseled challenge event inside of my Facebook community. It is free. It is in June, so head over there for more info. It is in the Facebook Kelly Counts Macros community. I will put the link in the show notes. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this episode helpful, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. Remember, it's not the all or nothing, it's about all or something. You're always doing better than you think you are. See you next time.